Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome friends for the trial balance part 4. In the last part 3 we have learned the debit and the credit balance of certain accounts, including the expenses, income as well as certain assets. Now let us go through with the remaining accounts. So let us see on the screen trademark and the copyrights, intellectual property rights. Both of them are the invisible fixed assets or the capital assets. So being the assets, both of them bears the debit balance. Next one again on your screen, third one, they are the preliminary expenditure, advertisement suspense account, discount on debentures account. Let us discuss about the three of the accounts. All these three are the invisible assets, but all of these three are the fixed assets, but they are the intangible assets or they are the fictitious assets. There is no market price of these assets. In fact, they are the expenditure yet to be write off. So in fact they are not the assets. But as we learned in part 1 of the topic, that the definition of the asset allows us that if the payment helps the business for more than 1 year, we have to mention as the as our asset. So these are the assets which is to be benefited to the business for more than 1 year. So though they are the intangible assets or they are the fictitious asset, we have to mention them as the assets, and all these three bears the debit balance. So again look onto your screen. Preliminary expenses, again the debit balance. Advertisement suspense account, if we have spent 5 lakh rupees for a neon signboard, that is to be benefited to the business over a period of 5 years. So being the period 5 years, we have to mention it as the asset. Third one is the discount on debentures. While issuing the debentures, if the company has allowed the discount, that discount being the loss, it will be benefited to the business over a period of the debentures. So again, debentures being the long term liability, discount being the long term asset, we have to write off over a period of time, but till then it will be considered as the asset and we have to mention as the debit balance. Next one, opening stock. Again, stock being the asset, being the current asset, it bears the debit balance. Next one, expenses paid in advance. Expenses paid in advance, we have paid some of the expenditure in advance, so it will be considered as our receivables. So it will be either our asset or our receivables. So such account bears the debit balance. Next one again on the screen, income accrued but yet not received. We are eligible to receive the income, but yet not we have received the income, so they are known as accrued income or income yet not received. But again being the receivables, it bear the debit balance. Next one is the direct labor, wages, salary, allowances, perks and perquisites allowed to the employees. All these three are the expenditure of the business, so all these accounts bear the debit balance. Again next one on your screen, carriage inward as well as carriage outward. Transportation cost related with the purchases is known as carriage inward, and transportation cost related with the goods sold is known as carriage outward, but both of them are the expenditure for the business, so both of them bear the debit balance. Then the octroi, again it is the local tax or the municipal tax, so it will be considered as the expenditure of the business, so it bears the debit balance. Next one, the printing, stationery, postage, telecommunication charges, all such are the expenses of the business, so all such accounts bears the debit balance. Next one, maintenance, repairing, depreciation, insurance premium of office machines, the machines being used as the office. All such are the expenses for the business, so all such accounts bears the debit balance and we have to mention at the debit column. Next one, rent, Rates are the local taxes or the municipal taxes. They are known as rates. Repairing, maintenance, insurance premium of the office premises. All such are the expenditure for the business. So again, we know that all the expenses bear the debit balance. So all such accounts bear the debit balance, and we have to mention the balance of such accounts at the debit column. Next one, directors remuneration, directors fees, their sitting fees or their commission either on sales or on profit. All such are the expenses for the business. So all such accounts bear the debit balance. Next one is the salary to salesmen, those who are doing the sales for the business, their transportation cost or their allowances, as well as their sales commission. All such are the expenses for the business, so they bear the debit balance. Next one is the repairing, maintenance, depreciation, fuel charge or the fuel cost, driver salary, cleaner salary, insurance premium of delivery van. The delivery van is being used for the goods to be delivered at the customer's place, so it has a relation with the goods sold to the customers, but being the expenses, all such accounts bear the debit balance. So we have to mention the balance at the debit column. Next one, again on your screen, production manager's salary or the general manager's salary or the sales manager's salary, their perks, their perk visits, their commission, their either commission on the sales or commission on the production or commission on the profits. All such are the expenses for the business, so all accounts bear the debit balance. Next one, goods distributed as samples. Some of the goods were distributed as the samples. It is the advertisement expenditure, so it bears the debit balance. Next one is the advertisement or the advertising cost or the expenses. Again, being the expense, it bears the debit balance. Next one, workers or the employees profit sharing fund. This is very important as far as the law is concerned, and the union of the workers and the management of the business, if they have entered into some transaction or they have made some rule that the business will share the profit with the employees, at the end of the year the business will calculate the profit of the business. Some of the profit will be shared with the employees or the workers of the business, so it will be a part of the profit. But at the end of the year, the business will transfer certain profit to be payable to the employees, but it will be paid on the religious occasion in the next financial year. Till then, it will be the obligation of the business, or it will be considered as the liability of the business towards the employees or the workers. So being the liability, it will be having the credit balance. Next one, workers accident compensation fund. If any worker is on the job, is doing or performing some work at the workplace, and during his or her job some accident occurs, in that case, as per the law, the business has to pay the compensation to the worker. In that case, the company or the business may create the workers compensation fund to be used to pay the compensation as and when certain accident occurs. So at the end of the year, the business will transfer some of the profits to certain provision or to the reserve, and later on it may be used, but that will be used only on the occurrence of the accident. So it is being transferred from the profit, and profit bears the credit balance. So profit or reserves or provisions bear the credit balance, so we have to mention at the credit column. Next one, again on your screen, leave travel concession and leave encashment. It is the benefit of the employees. As per the rule, the employees are eligible to enjoy certain leave, and that with pay. But if at the end of the year or at the end of the employment, the employee have not used the eligible leaves at the end of the certain period or at the end of the employment, the business will repay the equivalent amount of the unenjoyed leave to the employee. It is known as leave encashment. And the next one is the leave travel concession. The business may allow the employees to enjoy the holidays with the family members, and the traveling expenditure might have been paid by the business. In that case, both of them will be the expenditure of the business, and both the accounts bear the debit balance. Next one, sales tax and value added tax collected and paid. Either we may name it sales tax, now it is the value added tax, which is very famously known as VAT, value added tax. But as we know, it is the indirect tax. Initially, as far as the law is concerned, the seller has to pay the sales tax or the value added tax. But being the indirect tax, the seller transfer the liability to pay the tax to the customers or to the consumers. In that case, first of all, the business will collect the sales tax or the value added tax from the sales, and the business has to remit the collected sales tax or the value added tax with the department of the government. So in that case, we may be having two of the balances. But if the business has collected the sales tax or the value added tax, the business has collected this much of tax on behalf of the government, so it will be the liability of the business to pay a certain amount to the government within a certain period. So it will be the liability of the business. So value added tax collected will have the credit balance, and if the business has paid either the sales tax or the value added tax with the government authorities, then as we have paid for, it will be it will have the debit balance. So we will be given the tax collected as well as the tax paid amount. Tax paid have the debit balance and tax collected have the credit balance. Next one, retirement benefit funds or the contribution to retirement funds. It may be the gratuity fund, it may be the provident fund, or it may be the pension fund. Contribution to the retirement fund is the expenditure for the business, so it bears the debit balance, and certain fund will be managed by the employer or by the business till the employer is in the employment, and at the end of one's employment, the business has to repay certain benefits to the retiring employee. So such funds are the liability of the business towards the employees, so it bears the credit balance. So again, we know that contribution to certain retirement funds are the expenses, so it has the debit balance, and certain provisions or the funds are the liability of the business, so it bears the credit balance. Next one, loss due to fire and goods destroyed by fire. Loss due to fire, it is the loss, and again we know that either any expenditure or any loss bears the debit balance. So loss due to fire bears the debit balance, but if certain goods were destroyed due to fire, then it is the outgoing transactions of the goods. So goods being the stock, being the asset, the outstanding balance of the asset or the goods or the stock will be reduced, so it has the credit balance. So loss has the debit balance, and goods destroyed due to fire bears the credit balance. Finally, next one, charity and goods delivered for charity. Again, the same type of transaction. Charity is the expenditure, so it bears the debit balance. But if the business has distributed certain goods or has delivered certain goods as a part of charity or a donation, it is the outgoing transaction of the goods or the stock or the asset, so it has the credit balance. And finally, the last one of the topic, that is the advance to employees and its recovery. It is in the interest of the business to allow certain loans or the advances to certain employees. So if the business has allowed certain advances or loan to the employees, it will be the receivables for the business, so it bears the debit balance. And if during the year the company or the business has recovered certain advances or the loans from the employees, then it bears the credit balance. And finally, at the end of the balance or the trial balance, the accountant will tally the total of the debit side with the total of the credit side, and if it matches, it means that there is no arithmetic mistake made while keeping the books of accounts during the financial year. But it does not certainly give us the confirmation that the accounts are mistake proof. If we have made the mistake related with the principals, then it won't affect the debit and the credit balances of the ledgers, so it won't affect the trial balance. So we have to remember that the trial balance or the balance sheet will be tallied only when there is no arithmetic mistake, but there may be some mistakes related with the principles of the accounting.
Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Open University.